waiting. When you're just so tired of trying, all alone you feel like hiding. Together we'll keep fighting. There's no stopping us. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Don't stop now. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna mountains too high we can climb it. Feelings we're taking the moment. There's no stopping us. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Can you see the sun is shining like a new hope? Feel it rising, coming over the horizon. There's no stopping us. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Don't stop now. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna mountains too high we can climb it. Feelings we're taking the moment. There's no stopping us. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Don't you give up, don't you give up on me. Don't you give up, don't you give up now. Don't you give up, don't you give up on me. Don't you give up, don't you give up now. Don't you give up, don't you give up on me. Don't you give up, don't you give up now. Don't you give up, don't you give up on me. Don't you give up, don't you give up now. There's no stopping.
Good evening. It's May 13th. I'm recording this about 5:30. This will go live at 7. But if you leave comments, I could still get back to you. I'm Chris Gaggullo. I'm an associate broker and licensed referral specialist for Realty Connect LLC, where we could find you a property or list a property anywhere, and let me repeat, anywhere within the United States of America. And basically, you go to my website, and you'll see it over here. Okay, buy a list anywhere, real estate with Mr. G.US, and you put in some basic information, and you will be matched up with 3 top agents that will contact you, send you information, and then you choose which one suits you the best, the one you feel most comfortable with. And there's no extra charge for the service. My fee comes out of the closing. So even if you're a seller, whatever the breakdown of your commission will be, it's not like an extra point that's going to me or a half point or whatever. Okay, I get paid as a referral fee at the closing, so there's no extra charge. And you could always contact me. I could give you a consultation. The only thing I'm not doing is actually listing your property or showing your properties, okay? So with that in mind, let me show you a nice little video that kind of puts that in a nutshell. Okay, so that's what I do. And I have my blog, Real Estate with Mr. G blog, and then my weekly podcast. Now, in my video, I showed Saturday night. I have been doing them Saturday night, but with the spring and summer here coming, and the summer coming, for now, I'm moving it to Monday at 7 p.m. And I might go back to 7 p.m. on Saturdays, maybe in the fall. I'll see. I'll see what the reaction is. Okay, and with my video podcast, we talk about current events in the real estate industry, in the mortgage company, in the mortgage industry, and hopefully they will be very helpful for you with your goals within the real estate market. Okay, whether you're purchasing or listing a property. All right. So, what is our topic question for today's video podcast? It's we have Cooper from Brooklyn, my old hometown of Brooklyn, New York.
Good day, Mr. G. Thanks for allowing me on your show. I am a Generation Z potential home buyer. I just graduated college and would like some tips for me and others like me on how we should prepare to purchase our own home. I don't want to spend years living in my parents' basement, which is exceedingly difficult since their house is on a slab. Any of your professional and expertise advice will be most appreciated. From one Brooklynite to another, I wish you the best and continued success with your world-famous video podcast.
Thank you, Cooper. That was very, very nice. So, it's true. We have now graduation coming up, and we have a lot of young people who are starting their careers. Hopefully, they're going into their the profession that they decided to take a major in, and then they want to get settled. They want to have a new home. Now, it might not be right away when you graduate college because you have to have a job, and then mortgage companies would like to see 2 years of work experience. I mean, maybe they would go with one if you have a strong letter of employment from your company. They may go with that, but you have to have a job, and hopefully a few months in, maybe again longer would be better, to show that you establish a career, that you are working, and these are all the good things that you need to get a mortgage. All right. So let's get our PDF file up here. So, tips for young buyers: how to make your dream a reality. So if you're a member of the younger generation, like Gen Z, you may be asking the questions, will I ever be able to buy a home? And chances are you're worried that's not going to be in the cards with inflation, rising home prices, mortgage rates, and more seemingly stacked against you. Well, there's no arguing that the housing market is challenging for first-time home buyers. It is still achievable, especially if you have professionals on your side, like Mr. G. And I'll find you a good mortgage loan officer. So explore your options for a down payment. Okay, let me clear this up. Let's get my highlighter here. So if a down payment is your number one hurdle, you may also have options to give your savings a boost. There are over 2,000 down payment assistance programs out there designed to make home ownership more achievable. And that's not the only place you may be able to get a helping hand. While it may not be an option for everyone, 49% of Generation Z homebuyers got money from loved ones that used towards a down payment, according to LendingTree. And if you are getting help from parents, aunts, and uncles, they give you what's called a gift letter. And in this letter, basically what it's saying is that you don't have to pay them back. Because if you did have to pay them back, then that's added to your loan amount. Your debt to ratio. Uh, your income to debt ratio. So if it becomes a debt, then let's say you have a MasterCard and a Visa, and now you're adding more debt to it, and then it lowers your amount of home you can buy, and it might even say, well, you have to wait a little bit longer. So the gift letter says that I'm giving you this money, but you don't have to pay it back. So it's not going to be added on to your debts. And chances are you won't need 20% down. There's FHA, and that's 3.5% down, and then there's Fannie Mae, and that's 3% down. So there are other and these are government-backed programs. So you are able to put less down for a down payment, not 20%. So if you're buying a $300,000 home, $6,000 a lot easier to put down than, let's see, 10% would be than 60,000, right? So these are good programs. Now the next one is live with loved ones to boost your savings. So another thing a number of Generation C buyers are doing is ditching their rental and moving back with friends or family. This can help cut down your housing costs, and you also could build savings a whole lot faster. %30 of Generation C homebuyers move directly from their family member's home to a home according to the NAR. So let's say you were living either on campus, if you were in a dorm, or off campus, and you had an apartment, and you've been living on your own, and you kind of enjoyed it, but rents are high. So you're able to live back home, of course, give your parents some money, right? But it won't be as much as $1,000 a month, I don't think so, which is typically a one-bedroom. And you could save up a lot more and a lot faster. And cast a broad net for your search. So maybe a detached single-family home may not be your very first abode, okay? Sometimes you get a little bit of a better deal with a townhouse, like an attached property or within a condo. You're not going to get the same amount of square footage. Many times you're just surrounded by other units. You might have a smaller backyard. But hey, the most important thing is that you are building up equity when you're purchasing rather than renting. Last week, our video podcast was on renting versus buying. And when you're renting, you're just paying your landlord for the use of that unit, whether it's an apartment or a home, and you're not building up any equity. So if you buy something, a townhouse, a condo, you stay there 5 years, and most likely, not guaranteed, but most likely, the home values will increase, and that will increase your home equity. So when you want to move up to the bigger house and you sell it, you might have a nice little profit, and you could use it to purchase your next home, maybe putting down more money so your mortgage payment is smaller, okay? Because the more money you put down, the less you are borrowing, and your monthly mortgage payment will be smaller. So the MLS is saying, being flexible on the types of home and exploring more affordable neighborhoods is important for first-time home buyers. And again, as we discussed, deciding to go with a condo or a townhouse. And take a close look at your wants and needs. An agent can help you really think about your must-haves and nice-to-haves. Remember, your first home doesn't have to be your forever home. You just need to get your foot in the door to start building equity. That's so important. If you want to buy, you may find making some compromises is worth it. As Chase says, and I'm assuming this is the bank, an open-minded approach to house hunting may be the one way for Generation Z homebuyers to maintain some edge. This could mean buying in areas that are less expensive. Differentiating needs versus wants may help in this area as well. And an agent will help you prioritize that. But the bottom line, and I know we says over here the bottom line, is that your first home is not going to be your forever home. Most people who purchase a home, they stay there from 5 to 7 years, and then they look to get a larger home. And if you need to stay there longer, that's fine as well. But the most important thing is that you're building up equity and you're not just paying a landlord. So there's a little closing here. The path to home ownership may not be a straightforward one for Generation Z, but is undoubtedly within reach. By adopting the right strategies, like exploring down payment assistance programs and sharing living costs with relatives, you can bring your dream of owning a home closer to reality. All right? So that's a nice thing. So, and again, it may take a while to get that new home. It may not be in the first 6 months, might be within 2 years. But, if you're coming out of college, you're 22 and then 24, you're able to get a home. That is fantastic. So let's show a nice little video that kind of ties this all together. And I just want to reiterate, when you speak to your mortgage loan officer, ask them what programs are out there. There's a lot of programs out there for first-time home buyers. And there might be grants as well. We were working with one bank that gave grants to first-time home buyers. And if you were a city worker, from being a teacher to a police officer to a fireman, woman, you got like $7,500, and then military got more. So ask, keep on asking, and do your own research. It kind of like varies from different states. So you have to find out what's available in your area. I can't say since I'm talking to all of the United States and parts of Europe, not that I can help you buy a home in Europe, but it's different. Okay, for instance, Virginia has the VHDA program, and it's a program for first-time home buyers where you could finance your down payment and or closing costs. So if your credit is really good, you could actually finance 103%. And that extra 3% is to help pay for your closing costs. So there are different ways to go about it, but you just have to ask and do your own research too. All right? Okay. So then I wanted to show, oh yeah, this is down here. Actually, I wanted to show this before I did the video. So I have this on my blog too, realestatewithmrg.blog. So I'm not going to read it word for word, but basically it's saying, work on your credit, make sure your credit is at least 640, and the higher it is over that 640, your rate will be lower. So actually, when you come out, even before you start thinking about purchasing, well, look at your credit score and see what has to be done to get it high up. So they talk about budget wisely, and one of those things like living with parents or other relatives. Down payment, save up for that down payment. Do your market research. Okay. Look at your various loan options. We talked about here, they're talking about FHA loans, where you need just 3.5% to put down. And they talk about the long-term view, thinking about, I'm going to be at this new job, for, let's say, more than 5 years. Am I going to move? Or are they going to send me to another part of the United States? You have to take all this into consideration. But always look at professional help, and then inspect homes before purchasing. It's important to have a thorough home inspection to uncover any potential issues that could lead to costly repairs, ensuring a safe investment and peace of mind. But that's the point once you go into contract, and then you're able to do a home inspection once that contract is ratified. All right? So, with that in mind, you could go to my blog site, realestatewithmrg.blog/resource-materials, where you can download for free the things to consider when buying a home, the spring 2024 edition, as well as things to consider when selling your home, the spring 2024 edition. These come out quarterly. So next month, I should have the summer 2024 edition of these two guides. All right. And you could download them for free. Isn't that nice? All right. Very good. So, I hear that Isabella, my producer, is telling me that we have a special call-in. Is that true?
Great news, Mr. G. We have a celebrity calling in.
Oh,
Originally a world-renowned bodybuilder and then a leading role in action movies and then governor of California. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Who? Gutenberg Tag, Mr. G. Love your weekly video podcast. When I am ready to purchase my next multi-million-dollar mansion, I will definitely contact you. Stay healthy and strong for 2024, and don't be a girly man.
Wow. That was a... Oh, yeah. Wow. Schwarzenegger called in. That was wonderful. Okay. That was really good. Thank you, Mr. Schwarzenegger, for calling in and for that compliment. And yes, I will indeed help you, Mr. Schwarzenegger, to purchase your next multi-million-dollar mansion. Okay? All right. So that's all my news for today. It's a beautiful day today. It's supposed to be nice. We might have a little rain, but it's going to be in the upper 70s to 80s. We're getting closer to Memorial Day weekend and beach weather and the summer coming. So let's be positive and always remember, okay, the greatest power we have is the love and the greatest gift, each other. And I'll see you next week.